Hello, hello, my crafty friends. Oh, it's exciting time today. I just couldn't wait. The box is here. Gotta open it, right? It's kind of one of those things. Except for this doesn't want to cooperate. So we are going to be struggling here if this keeps up. There we go. If this keeps up. Perfecto, sort of. So I'm working on trying to get some things done, labels made, so that I can get stuff labeled at the same time. But I don't know that we'll get that done. So let's have some fun looking at some things. See what we got. See who joins me here. And I recognize that this is an out of sync. You may or may not come, but or get the notice that I'm live, and that's okay. Because I really just couldn't wait to, take a look at what we got, play with it just a little bit. Let's see if that's straight. Hey, Pat, you ready for some new stuff? I know the glass mat has a glare on it, but that is what it is. Okay, so there's two things that are in here that are super duper exciting. The box is here, it's crazy. So it's off to the side while we do things. So let's see what we find as we pull things out. The big thing is that we have new in colors, right? Everybody knows about this. So we're going to look at the in colors. They are really curvy. There, these the new in color. Oh, ooh, we got the new black too. We get to see what we think of the new black. So let's do inks first. I haven't decided what my favorite color is yet on this. Ooh, we got there's probably a lot of oohs on my end of things. So you got to have the new colors because they're in all the new papers and things. So I want to see when I get the new colors, I get the inks, I get the markers, and I get the re-inkers because the re-inkers always have a use. These are the ribbons, 4 out of 5. So there's 5 new colors. So we have 5. Oh, these are really pretty too. There's some embellished with butterflies. They're so cute. Whoops, so Pat's over here, but not over here. Interesting. Well, that's kind of a bummer. Oh, there's Pat. I just didn't do it right. Good grief. Sometimes the computers are beyond mine. So we're going to take a look at the new colors as I pull them out. Here's the spools that show. Kind of went with the red, yellow, blue, green. Actually, Roy G. Biv should go that way. Some pretty colors, right? Hi, Barbara. In case you guys haven't had a chance to see that, we're going to check out the ink pads. Make sure that they're just like what we're used to. Because that's important, right? I thought that I had the other markers. Maybe I don't. I thought they had offered them in all 5 colors. 1, 2. So I am missing that cantaloupe color. So 1, 2, and blushing. Okay, here's Barely Blush. So there's our 5 new colors right here. And I believe that they have the markers for all of it. I'm just not, I haven't, there they go. The box is full. And here's our cantaloupe. So this allows you to really get a good look at what we got here for colors. So I'm going to grab myself a piece of white paper. Lovely some white. I brought some over here. Now I don't see them. And we're going to just do a little stamping, creating something along the lines. And I have that hello friend from yesterday when we were creating that I have down here so that we could kind of get a really good look at what we're doing. Those are butterflies and they're very, very pretty. Okay. So the embellishments that match the new in colors are these very pretty butterflies. You guys see them? Does that work pretty good? And then, what are they? These are flat, are they called? They just call them the in color dots. So that matches the same colors. But these are pretty, they're pretty thin. They're no thicker than the dots. Yeah, love them. So we have those pretty things. Right? We always have to have pretty because cute and pretty matters. All right. I was going to grab an old one of our ink pads. Make sure I don't hook myself. Hey Dina, how are you this afternoon? All right. So the old close to my heart ink pads. So it's identicals. Yep, everything about it's identical. So those of you guys who love having these ink pads are going to be happy campers. They're very super easy to open. They did go to a felt pad versus the foam, so that's going to be different. We're going back. Yes, you love the pads. They are. So you can still do this to stamp on it or just flip it over. I prefer it flipped over if I'm going to just kind of keep it together. Now, one of the things that I noticed at conference that I want to show you guys is that we have these little, all of you guys are used to having these little labels on the back. Okay. I think they have some really good uses. Number one is the bottom. Right? We're always kind of like, what the heck is that? So put it on the bottom of the ink pad. So if for some reason you just set it aside, you know which ink pad it went to. Now there's of course a bunch of different languages here, so you don't have to use the same languages. But then I saw somebody who had, so this, you can't tell what the color is when it's this way. So they actually put this extra in there. Neat, huh? So now you know what the color is, regardless. And then I'm going to go one step further, and I'm just going to pop off this one. I realize that it is not the right language, but it is the right color. And I'm going to pop it on this as well. And last but not least, use the fourth one. It'd be wishful thinking to get them all our color, because I'm still going to put it on the top, on the other side of this ink pad on, so that no matter which way I put it into the box being the storage unit that I have mine in. Oh my goodness. There we go. I will be able to just see the color. And maybe I'll learn a new language here, right? It's always good to spread your horizons. So here we go. May 1st. May 1st is the date. All right, I really need scissors for this. I was really excited. So we have our ink pads, and I'm just gonna, we need to put that out of the way and use the scissors because that's a better. Love this. This reminds me of Lilac Mist, if for those of you guys who may familiar with some old colors from Close to My Heart. I thought this was like the melon, but I decided in looking at it right now, it is not the melon. It's more pinky than the melon was more orange. This kind of reminds me of Julep, but not 100% for sure. So we'll start with the lightest color. Oh, this is the new black, and this black is supposed to be usable with your watercolor and alcohol, either one. So this, we'll play with it and see if it is our new favorite black. You guys know I've been through and I've kind of settled on this VersaFine Claire brand with a Nocturne for my favorite black. All right, make sure that is clean from yesterday. So here's our Barely Blush, and we're going to keep them all into order. It is really fair. It's a very pretty pink. Kind of on the same family as the Pretty in Pink, but definitely the pastel hue to that. I really like Pretty in Pink. I'm glad it's here for another year. I think Pretty in Pink comes. No, Strawberry Slush comes, so Pretty in Pink is exiting. So I put a picture up of the colors that are exiting. This is our Cantaloupe. And for people familiar with the previous In Color, there was this Cantaloupe. They are not quite the same. And I have some pictures I'm going to post up because I was not very familiar with any of this. So Barely Blush. Crisp Cantaloupe. How many of you guys shorten these down to one word? I know I do. This will become Blush. That'll become Cantaloupe. This will be Hydrangea. Like I said, totally a favorite of mine now. I was thinking it was going to be more like periwinkle, and it's kind of periwinkle-ish, but not quite. This is Peaceful Pines. I love this color a lot. It's like a much lighter, it's a blue-green. We have a lot of yellow-based greens in the Stampin' Up! World. Only really shaded spruce and garden green are not quite the, have a blue base, but all the rest don't. This reminds me of Clover. Isn't it crazy that I can barely keep the Stampin' Up! Colors straight, but then I still can remember like Long Gone. CTMH colors. And then last but not least is Golden Glow. And this reminds me of like a sunflower. There's another one I thought of that I was like, ooh, that. So there's that. So now you guys can see. What do you guys like so far? Golden Glow. Don't have the cleanest handwriting here. All right. So definitely fun to have that. And you can see that these colors, they're pretty dead on as far as like matching. Let's just open these up. Pine is your favorite, Susan? Well, welcome. So those are the, and these actually have a little bit of a pearl, or they have like a little bit of something in them, so they're not quite like translucent. So I'll bring that up. I don't know if you guys can see it or not. It's not like sparkly, but it's definitely there. Something. I just have to put it in this way. And then the dots are just amazing. They continued with the thinner line of dots, which I like. Just not. Oh, hi, Maureen. How are you? You like them all? And the dots are have that pearl finish to them. I just think they're so pretty. Big size, small size, so that you can really mix and match what you want. Yeah. So definitely very, very fun things to play with, to look forward to playing with. So get those out of here. All right. Let's do a rundown of our markers. Now, you know our markers, we have a dark and a light. Those of you guys who are used to the Close to My Heart, it is a little bit different just because we had sets of 3. And that's the light, dark. That's the light. Huh. They don't seem that different. Now they do. Now you can see the difference. Yeah, I'm not a pastel person, Maureen, but I have, this is a pretty set of pastels. They're not, I haven't ordered, so watching you. Got it. I have to, okay, this is the cantaloupe. Yep, this is crisp cantaloupe. This is the dark. And, oops, I might have this backwards. Dark. This is the dark. Florida. Got it. So there's that one. You know, the one thing I have not played with or looked at is, now that we have two-tone paper, which one is the, do these, the markers, match the light and dark? Has anybody looked at that at all? As far, you know, there's a light side and a dark side to the two-tone paper. Okay, as fair as that is, there's definitely a distinct difference. Might have to run and grab my water. And with the golden, I don't want to say wheat, because the wheat is not the color. Maureen, the golden glow here, what do you think as far as, like, this is the dark here, CTMH former reference? Honey, maybe? That's the dark. That's the light. And last but not least, I haven't decided if I like hydrangea hue better than I do the green. I don't know. But I do like these colors. Like, I was not a big fan of like Petunia Pop and maybe Shy Shamrock, but I did definitely use Summer Splash and Pretty in Pink a lot. I think I will use all of these colors. I think that'll be a... Ooh, now this looks very periwinkle to me. The markers, where it's kind of like that purpley blue. I feel like there's a little bit of, we'll see how they dry, a little bit of color difference. I don't know. Yeah, you think honey too? Yeah, so we have a little bit of fun with that. And here are our ribbons. And whoops, I have a little bit of a mismatch here. I didn't quite do them in Roy G. Viv, but definitely very, very on the money. So I generally get just one roll, and one roll for me, because I'm not a huge ribbon user, lasts me the entire time. Unless I have a project where I decide to do that. Who's excited about having our own gel pens, right? I know I sure am. So I'm going to grab this. This was a miscut, but it's dark, which is what we want. So you have a point or 1.0. I think that is a good size for, oh yeah, for a white gel pen. You want the tiny ones don't show up as much. So that's pretty smooth, guys. And just remember, when you use gel pens, you cannot go as fast with the gel pen as you can with a regular pen. So just slow it down just a little bit. Okay. So these are a win. I normally have a white one out here somewhere. This is my favorite white is the Jelly from Sakura. And you get 2 pens for about the price of one. So they're about the same. This is a little bit thicker. All right, so we've done that. I'm going to test out our black. I have my Memento, so let's see which one is which. Let's do my Claire. This is VersaFine Claire. I did a lot of research, and this came as a reference. It's a nice crisp black, and it's a real black, so I really like that. And this time I'm going to remember to write that this is VersaFine Claire. So you guys can start. This is a non-Stampin' Up! One. This is Memento, which we've been using for years with alcohol markers. Yes, the white gel pen is necessary. And my struggle with Memento is that it never feels like it's as black as it should be. Both of these, I recommend that you heat set. And I do not know yet with the new one, of course, since we just got it. Then this is the basic black, so let's take a look at what, holy moly. All right. Okay, now that's a little hard, a little snug. Oh, that's very, compared to the other pads, it's kind of a little cushy, which may not be bad. Still think this reigns for being black, but this pad, if this works well, once I heat set it, we'll do some coloring with it and just see how it holds up with the crossover between alcohol and watercolor. Oh, brother. Somehow I got ink everywhere. All right, so that is those pieces. So I think we've covered that. So let's take a look at what else is in this box. Now, this box is probably going to be a hair confusing because of the miscellaneous stuff that's kind of in here. So here's some new gems. I wish they said the colors on these. I'm going to say Pool Party, Granny Apple, and Clear. You can kind of guess on that. There's some pretty flowers and some flower boxes. See ya. Yes, Jennifer, come back and watch. Okay, then I have the cardstock, which is boring. So we'll put the cardstock on the back. If anybody wants to see cardstock colors, let me know. I got Life in Bloom. This is the workshop. Now, I do remind you guys that workshops, scrapbooking workshops, do not always have the same paper in it as a paper pack does. So be mindful when you order, if you are looking for something specific, that you order in, look at what papers are laid out or shown in the workshop and compare to the papers that are in the paper pack. So this is pretty. And, you know, it's your typical workshop. If you're not familiar with Close to My Heart workshops, it's very similar. You have your paper. This is nice and springy. Isn't that gorgeous? And this looks like it's on watercolor. I don't know if I've told you. Smooth as butter. Well, I'm curious, Jennifer, to hear what you think of the new ones that they offer if you decide to get them, to try them out. And then there's some extra papers in here that are not two-sided, and they're designed to be your base pages. And of course, here's your cardstock, your stickers, your punch outs. That's going to be pretty, the lattice work. Okay, so going forward, I'm just going to show you what the workshop looks like, because I did get all three of the workshops. Susan tends to work on those, so I never know which one she's going to do first. Then there's other stuff that I bring in as I can afford to do that. And I did buy sweets. This paper is really pretty, and I can't show you the sweets. I don't think I've tried the Signo. I'm sure I have, though, because I went through a whole thing of trying that. So this is pastel paper that is kind of like a vellum paper, but it's shimmery. Think babies and weddings. This is perfect. Babies for sure with pink and blue if you stick with the traditional colors. That's this one. This paper is, oh, the in-color papers. Yes, I should have done these a little bit sooner. Let's see what they got. So this is a deviation from what you normally expect, and this is a better deal for you. Somebody did the math. Normally, they make those 6x6 paper packs for in colors, your regals in each one. So they do that. This time they did it as 12 by 12. So if you cut it down to 6 by 6, you actually get more paper for less money. So the price tag looks like it's more, but when you cut it down to 6 by 6, it's actually a better deal. So there's our very pretty cantaloupe. And ooh, that's pretty, look. stripe, 2 different types of stripe, and there's our golden. Here's our blush. Isn't that pretty? Periwinkle. Oh, I'm sorry, not periwinkle, hydrangea. And so in the right lighting, that looks like it is periwinkle colored. And then we have our new spruce. Gosh, it's going to take me a little bit to get to use it. Our pine. It is peaceful pine, not spruce. We do have a spruce already, shaded spruce, that is much deeper, but we will play with some other colors and kind of sample them alongside as we go through this next month, so you guys can kind of see what it is that you'd be looking for. So here is the paper that matches. I wish we'd get to Ziploc bags. Good news is I have a lot of Ziploc bags, so I'll dump these all in. Do you know it is actually less expensive for them to do the 12 by 12 than it is to do 8.5 by 11 or the 6 by 6, because you have to cut on both, and then you have waste on the 8.5 by 11. So this really is a pretty paper pack. And some of these papers, I think all of these, this I'm not so sure, but this was not in there. But you, ooh, that's pretty. I like the plaid. But these are neutral enough if you don't like the flowers that you just flip it over and do what you want with it. Let's put that paper kit. So we've looked at the end colors. I'm actually trying to keep this pile somewhat organized. Extraordinary Life. This is the paper that they gave us. I just added in the workshop. I'm anticipating that is a good possibility for our creation as we cut it all up. Good guide, but what do you think of that? I love the colors in this, and there's butterflies here, there's hearts, a little bit of flowers. I can't wait to see what we end up doing with this. Put that down. I'm trying to sort them out. Now we've already, let's see. That's like a kind of interesting. Oh, I'm so excited. How many of you guys loved Winnie the Pooh? Okay, this is the Luxe White, which had to be part of a suite. Yes, they do have them in the solids. We'll cut them out and we'll make a whole big. Oh. Okay, so when I opened it up, this is what I saw, and I was like, why would you do that? But here, can you guys see the pattern on that? So two of the same here. That's kind of pretty. Again, weddings, something elegant. It's like a basket weave. Crosshatch. So there's 2 of each of these. Oh, look at that. This has to be part of the Lily Suite, which is not the right name, but look at that. That would be pretty. And I think even like coloring in, I can't wait to try that. And then of course we have regular shimmer paper for the end colors too. Wow, they did a lot of different things for the end colors. Well, hi. Yes, I do too, Scarlett. I actually like those tone-on-tones, and we're going to see. We'll try a couple different things with them. So, like, I have a zillion little videos to do now. So, here is the shimmer paper, 2-sided. There's not a light or a dark. It's the same. But talk about a brilliant, beautiful way to add a touch of elegance to any of your pages or cards. Shimmer paper is it. I really do not like these sticky papers. Please vote or email suggestions in to go back to our regular paper. Or our regular Ziploc bags. So much nicer. Okay, who are my Winnie the Pooh people? I haven't come up to this sweet. Or who think Winnie the Pooh is cute. Okay, silly old stuffed up bear. I have to tell you, Silly Old Stuffed Up Bear is one of my absolute favorite of all favorites. This is going to be an online suite. I'm finding all the things that go with it. And I'll probably come back and do sweets later and just kind of show you guys. Oh, this goes with that. Okay, here's Silly. This goes with Winnie the Pooh, I'm almost sure. I can't look at the catalog because I can't show you that. Okay, where's Pooh Bear? Okay, here's Pooh. Look at that. And it's old Pooh. If you're not familiar with old Pooh. And here is the best kind of days or days spent together. I love you until forever and even after that. Oh, bother. Yes. Anyway, it also has an embossing folder, a 3D embossing folder with the map of the 100-acre woods. And I don't need to have a kid to have Pooh. I actually, the first scrapbook I ever made was sort of a freehand thing, and it was about Jeff and I, and I'll even dig it out and show you guys like how different my scrapbooking is now. It's crazy. I love Eeyore. I even have a stuffed Eeyore. This is vintage Pooh. Old Pooh. The book Pooh. Not Disney-ized Pooh. How's that for you? So I personally cannot wait to play with this. This background is like the clouds. You know how they would sit and watch the clouds. Oh, we have this beautiful plaid. So if you do not like, if you're like, oh, I'm not so sure about the Winnie the Pooh, we're just going to put the two. Oh, image. So these are scenes from the book, art from the book. And you have that. And this has Kanga and Tigger, Pooh and Piglet and Rabbit and Eeyore. So here they are marching in the order that they march as they walk around 100-acre woods. Okay. Okay, the die cuts are going to cut these out. Already know. So die cuts will work to cut these guys out and possibly to cut some of these characters out. Okay, we'll come back to that. But I'm pretty sure that that is the case. You have a ivory with the green. This is actually like Mossy Meadow. You have all the trees, and there's Pooh climbing up the tree to get the honey. I know too much. And here's the map from the 100-acre woods. Yes, definitely is vintage. Another Pooh and Eeyore and Piglet. And a very subtle background. So if you did not want to do anything to do with Pooh, which obviously these pages are all about Pooh, right? These pages outside of the map for the 100-acre woods are not. So you have 5 out of 6 patterns that are completely non-Pooh. That's a win. All right. Time for those. Let me see these. So if you are not familiar with how Stampin' Up! Does this, they will create papers and dies that cut the paper. This is an added bonus. It truly is. So you have little Pooh here all by himself, and then you just kind of say, okay, what Pooh is going the right direction? Bingo. Okay, I love it when we have papers that you can cut and you can create your ephemera out of the papers. Tigger fits, Pooh sitting. So that's a win. Love it. Rabbit. Kanga. completely a win. These will all be put onto magnets, so I'm not super worried about. All right, so far we have a number of these. How many of you guys like it when you get dies that cut out the images? We got a honey pot and some other images too to go with this. Try not to lose any dies until I get it onto a magnet. And that goes with this stamp set. So you're able to, actually you can just pretty much like look and see which images you're going to be able, Eeyore comes out. Yes, so that's a win for me. This is my big, I had to have it. So then we have the sentiments, and remember I said the die, I'm almost sure the die is going to cut out those other images. Think scrapbook pages. And this is a nesting die, you guys, and it has acorns, because acorns and oak trees. Yes, I'm in love with it. So let's go to this page where I'm positive that this is going to work. We'll get the big one out first. I would buy these dies even as standalone dies because they're nesting. And it's very easy to get borders. It's still a little bit big. But there you go. You're going to want to invest in some of the Post-it note tape that I showed you where it sticks but not like super sticks to be able to hold the dies in place. Yes, this is a must order. And this is out of the online exclusive, so this will not be shown in the catalog. I have my albums up, guys, and it turns out that I can actually post, I can't post the catalog, but I can actually post the products and the art. Go figure. Expect stuff to come through. So that is our Winnie the Pooh suite, and I'm sure that I'm missing like some embellishments or something like that. But I'm in love. Yep. I might even go back and maybe update our original scrapbook. Maybe, I don't know. All right. So here's some more of that of the cardstock. This is, I only got in color cardstock. So you guys have that. I'm pretty sure these embellishments go with the lily paper. You can tell I'm so organized. So here is, this is one of my other ones that I'm so excited about suite-wise, and that's this paper. This doesn't seem like a whole lot. I know there's a whole lot more stuff, but I do have to budget myself. Heirloom Boutique, which I feel like is a different, goes to a different paper, but I don't remember. Maybe I forgot to get the paper. That's okay. Your guys' catalog should start shipping out next week, I think. Just as a, just kind of a throw that out there sort of thing. I don't have anything different than this. All right. So I thought I got the paper for this suite, the actual paper pack, because it goes with this, and it goes with those boxes. And the dies actually cut out, so you can cut out different. One of these dies actually matches the cut, and then you can create outlines to go around the top of the box. Ah, Regina, it was a sneak. I couldn't handle the box. I confess, I simply could not handle the box. And I need to match some things up. So this is the third workshop that's in that catalog. I just don't know where the rest of the paper went. Nah, we'll find it. All right. Somewhere I have dies for this, but I don't know where they're at. Sunless Coast goes with this. And here's the paper. The paper is so cool. This is a 6x6 pack. It's one of the few that are here. But, you know, 6x6, if you do just like a 6x6 block, you have the ability to do a lot of different things. So I have the paper upside down. And here are the dies. And I'm going to be putting up some really, really pretty paper. We could actually... Has anybody ever participated in a paper share before? I've been looking at paper shares and kind of taking a look at what. Look at that sunset. So you get some nice vivid colored paper here. And these all have like a metallic-y and even a smoothness. So this is because I simply am a water person. I love the vivid colors in this pack. And they catch that shimmer. And there is that. You've never heard of a paper share? So like this paper pack has, I don't know, people cut up the paper and split it up, or they do a couple different things. I'm just kind of looking into it, and so like maybe you pay and like color of the month, and you get whatever, each person gets the color of the month kind of thing. I really like this. Look at the way they've metallicized the sun coming across the water. Yeah, you can see it when it's down there. And last but not least, here's this sunset, and the back side is the blue. Look at that. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like 7, maybe 8 sets of 8, and so everybody would like get a sheet, or you'd split it in 4 and everybody would get 2 of each sheets, and you kind of just mail that out. I'm not quite sure how it all works. I know. Okay, these dies. Okay, look at this, because I speak no more. Coast Guard husband, right? Everybody knows Jeff's in the Coast Guard. Look at this lighthouse, and think on black. Fishnet die. You cut this out in black, and you have that outline, and you put it over there, and there's the sunset. I don't know who my beach people are here, but and this doesn't have to be the beach. Here's a sailboat. If you are from the land of many lakes, so that's a possibility. Here's the sun. I have 1,000 ideas in my head and not enough time to sit and just play. Now here's one where you could take this out and put it on black, and you could put it on that orange, and so you have that silhouette there. And you could even, because of the way the paper's done, put it like that, the black outline over the top of that. This is amazing paper. Amazing stamps. Wherever this note finds you, wishing you a lifetime of joy. The adventure continues. So here's a wedding. You know, wherever the note finds you, the adventure continues. Retirement, you brighten my day. Anniversary, retirement, congratulations. Yes, in something, yes, in something that's just absolutely amazing. And this actually is a layered die, so you don't have to stamp. I'm sorry, layered stamp, 2-step stamping, so you don't have to color. Oh my goodness, I'm too excited about this paper. And that cuts that out, so you don't have to. Can we say yes? These little sailboats also have dies for them. So there's this little sun. And just imagine what you can create. There's even clouds in here, seagulls, seashells, little fence to match, that's in line to match this. So, yes. Water, sun, the sea, all of that stuff is totally me. So that's what, so I'm going to research the paper share. And instead of buying a whole pack of everything, you know, people would get like just a section of something. I'm going to put a quiz in the group just to see what you guys think of paper shares and figure out how to do that. I do know the in color thing, it's like, okay, they do 1 color a month for 5 months. And you get cardstock, you get so on and so forth. All right, so that's the big exciting one there. The scallops, I gotta figure this out. I don't know where the dies. This is the stamp set. This is one of those impression stamps and dies that I could have sworn I got the set, but I'm not seeing the set. So now I have to sit down and figure out where it went. Oh, nope, here it is. The reason why I'm highly recommending picking up our die cut machine is because this works with this piece of it, and these dies look different. This is the die that cuts out and then puffyizes when you send it through the second time. So we're going to play with this, and we're going to play with it on 2-tone cardstock so that you can see how that puffiness is just amazing. The one we made on stage was made from the cardstock, so I couldn't sand it to show you how absolutely beautiful that was. I love plumeria. Spent 4 years in Guam. Lots of time visiting places that have all of this stuff. I'm going to put these together so that they don't get separated again. I put dies that specifically match a die set or into the same thing. Like this doesn't specifically match a set, so it will remain independent, but this matches these stamps, so they go together. So stay tuned for that, guys. All right. What do y'all think of your first taste? There is so much more, but I have a budget, so you'll have to just wait as I get things in. Thank you for showing up on my very, hi, I'm here, in an hour of fun and chaos. I'll go through and create a swatch of the new colors. Maybe I'll do that as my thank you for next month, or maybe this month, cut them up into the 3x3 squares. You remember Close to My Heart used to have those samples? What do you guys think if everybody were to get a piece of this paper in a little 3x3 sample so you can actually see it? It's your thank you for, because I'm getting ready to seal those bags, or the kits. I'm getting ready to seal them up and ship them out. All right, put down, send me a message if you would like to get a 3x3 sample of all 5 of those colors. That would be helpful. Okay, awesome. I'll pop open those kits and before I send them out. Take care, guys, and have a wonderful, wonderful afternoon, evening. Yeah, you want the big one, Maureen. Invest in it. There's more reasons than just the puffy dies. That's all. All right, guys, take care.